Paranormal. Overtones.
Hello and welcome to Paranormal Overtones. Once again, I'm Mike, the disembodied voice, resident skeptic, cameraman, and all-round fun time. It's Craig.
Yeah, I am.
Tonight, catchphrase time, we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to do it all in one shot. Yes, we're fucking mental. I don't know where this idea has come from, but basically, Craig's just fiddling around with his camera on his head. Yeah, so we're on site, and the plan is the battery in the camera might run out. That's cool. The battery on the microphone might run out. That's cool. We have backups. We have many backups for the battery for the camera. We have backup microphones. We've got the mic cam, which should have a 6-hour life on it, and it'll just loop. Yeah, so we've got backups of everything. So unless something really, really weird and hopefully paranormal happens, we have enough battery power to sustain us. It is currently, time check, 9:30. So not as late as we normally come out, but the reason we're here at 9:30 is because everything that's documented around our location tonight happens between 10 and 10:30 normally. That was just a car, nothing paranormal, just a car. Let's bring the both heads whip round then. Yeah, so it happens earlier than the other places that we've done, or like when we went to the graveyard. Oh, stereotypical, let's do it at the witching hour, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, everything that's reported here happens earlier. So we thought we'd come, we'd get set up. We're going to be leaving a lot off camera, looking in a specific direction. We're going to be doing TikTok. At that point, I will take myself away from Craig so Craig can do his own thing. And then we're not interfering with each other. Again, that will all be documented on this. Hopefully, if the editing software works properly, we'll have a constant stream of this in the bottom corner. So let's just point down there because that's where it's going to be if it works. And fun times. First time since our first investigation, we've got a full moon. 100% full moon. So apparently that's meant to do things. Let's see if that is the case. But for now, the gate is open. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Marbury Park. Yeah, so why are we in a park in the middle of nowhere in the arse end of Cheshire? And the answer to that is quite simple. It's not always been a park. It was once a country house. It was Marbury Hall. There has been a building on this site documented since the 1300s. There is mention of a place called Marbury in the Domesday Book. So it's possible that there has been habitation here since 1086. Maybe not specifically where we are now, but in this general vicinity. Let's not twist our ankle whilst we're walking backwards.
I'm watching you.
I'm glad you are. So there are reports of at least 2 ghosts that frequent here. First and foremost, from the cryptozoological side of things, you have the Marbury Dunne, which was a horse that's apparently been seen and heard, and basically bit of a Lord Daft Wager type scenario. Lord Barrymore, who owned Marbury Hall back in the 1700s, was down in London with all his top hat wearing friends and basically placed a bet that this horse that he's just bought could get from London to Marbury in one day between sunrise and sunset. It managed to do it, got here, drank from a trough, and promptly fell dead. So apparently that's seen around about. The more famous apparition is that of the Marbury Lady. Now, there are a number of different ideas about the Marbury lady, who she is, who she was. We'll get into that in a bit. But there is also a bit of a confluence between the two as well. There have apparently been sightings of I think it's a hooded or cloaked white woman riding a white steed. So maybe they've just got together in the afterlife. Maybe they're having a nice little fun time. A sighting and an audible experience as well is exactly where we are now. Apparently, a horse and carriage has been seen numerous times and heard numerous times coming up this very path, which would have been to, I believe, the back of the house, whilst it was still here. So if you hear a clip-clop at this point, then yeah, obviously be sure to comment and let us know, because
I can hear a plane.
yeah, potentially an A320,
Yeah.
but nothing else. Even the owl that was constantly, it felt like it was goading us as we were getting out of the car. The noise of the owl has gone. It is literally, bar the road noise, deathly quiet. It's quite eerie, actually. But there are a lot of trees around. If Craig comes round, you can see that we've got trees either side of us. They're like a good 20, 30 foot tall. So they're obviously going to act as natural sound deadeners. The full moon is something we're going to have to be aware of as we're going round, because like to the naked eye right now, we have weird little breaks of light coming through. And as you just kind of look round, you're getting slightly confused. Slightly distracted there. So we've come back here because it's very much a monkey on our backs. We both tried to do this. We actually had guests along the last time we tried to do this, before we went on our sabbatical, before my mental health deteriorated, before Craig's physical health deteriorated. We tried to come here and do this, and there was a bit of a vibe before we even got here, and then we got here, and we literally got about as far as we've got now.
I was going to say, this feels familiar.
Yeah, and there were just cars going up and down the lane that goes alongside. Now, the lane only goes to a private house about quarter of a mile, half a mile away, and the car park to the park. The car park is closed. It gets closed, I think it's 6 o'clock at this time of year. And the cars were full up with lads, all in black, nothing illuminating their faces, no interior lights on. We got to where we are now, and all of a sudden they had the torches and were looking in our cars. So we were watching from a distance with the infrared, and then we returned because it's like, nah, don't like the vibe of this. So with a car going up there, it was just one car this time. So yeah, hopefully that's not going to be a repeat of the last time we were here. I subsequently came back and tried to do it myself a couple of times. It was rained off, but we're here now. It's not overly cold. Clear sky. Well, yeah, just because you're Nesh.
Freezing out here.
So let's see what we can get tonight. So, as I say, there's been occupation on this site for the best part of 700 years. Yes, I'm going to start moving backwards again, Craig, so feel free to track. So, the main house, well, I say the main house, the main families associated with the house was obviously the Marbury or Marbury family for a good few hundred years. That then passed over to the Barry family, and then from there it subsequently passed over to the Smith Barry family. The latter of which is believed to be the source of they're actually the source of a couple of different versions of the Lady of Marbury idea. I just heard a noise behind me, but it was actually my backpack. It's fine.
Oh dear, this is how the night's going to go.
Well, like I say, it's pitch black. It's deathly quiet. Your ears are going to get hypersensitive. Our eyes are going to obviously be hypersensitive because we're running on red light right now.
I'm staring at a white screen.
A white screen?
Well, your light is pretty prominent.
Is it? So I just do that and then cover it up. If I
Yeah.
go to a side, yeah. Technical issues.
Wow.
Yeah. So everything is going to be heightened, and that's something we just need to be aware of. And I am now getting cold fingers. Ever since I said it's not that cold. Yeah. So one of the origin stories for the Marbury lady is that it was one of the Smith Barrys, one of the ladies of Marbury, who was murdered on, I think it was the 7th step of the staircase in the house. And apparently there's a blood stain on the stairs. Never got cleaned up. Couldn't get cleaned up. Another one was another Smith Barry lady. And she was apparently, so the first one was apparently murdered by her husband. This one was apparently murdered by her husband because she was discovered having an affair. Supposedly there was like cellars or catacombs or pathways underneath the house. And she was murdered down there when her affair was discovered. So that's another Smith Barry. The other Smith Barry linked to the story was a Lord Barrymore. It's an Irish title, and it was, what was it now? Sir James Hugh Smith Barry, I believe, off the top of my head. He reportedly went for what they call the Grand Tour, not talking about 3 middle-aged dickheads hooning round in cars. It was a Georgian, Victorian, that sort of era idea from upper-class families across Europe, really. And they basically went off and, a bit like a gap year, as we would have them now. That moon's really bright. So yeah, they would go off on their grand tour and they would go off to the far reaches of continental Europe. They'd go off to the Middle East, and the story goes that Sir James Hugh Smith Barry went off, got as far as Egypt, fell in love with potentially some Egyptian nobility whilst he was out there, promised her that he would marry her, subsequently came back, was married off by his father, and weeks or months later, knock knock, who's there? Random Egyptian woman. She followed him all the way from Egypt to Cheshire. Basically, he then took her in as a servant, aka mistress. And yeah, that's another person that's potentially here as the Lady of Marbury. The final contender is someone more of our stock. The final contender for the Lady of Marbury title isn't actually a lady at all. It's actually, what the hell is that? It's something on the ground, it's fine. I just saw it in my peripheral vision. It's like, I don't want to trip over that. Yeah, someone of more common stock, someone more like us. And that's Alice Knappett. And she was the head housemaid during the late 1800s. And she could also be a potential. So apparently a lot of the stuff with regards to the lady happens not just down the lane where we've come from, but also towards the walled gardens, as there would be. Now, we can't get into the walled gardens because that is now conveniently a garden centre. So what we're going to do is, this area here would have been the back lawn of the house. So I think what we'll do is we'll set up a locked off camera pointing towards where the garden would have been and see if that catches anything. That's going to be a wildlife camera. It only gets triggered by movement. So I think if we set that up somewhere prominent where we can see it so we can recover it later, because that's going to be half the quest. So I'll go and do that now. So we have got lights on, so if Craig does lose track of me, he can just knock the infrared off and he'll pick up the red light. But yeah, I'll go and just drop that down so we can. It's pretty best in this like central opening, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't see much over there.
Well, I'm just thinking because it's illuminated by moonlight.
Yeah.
If we do it like here, it's going to have a wide angle scope, so it's going to capture anything over there, isn't it?
Yeah. See, let Mike do all this stuff.
Try not to blind myself with the lights, which is always helpful.
And the simple cameraman that just holds onto this and keeps his ears peeled.
There you are. Okie dokie. Set up.
The moon is very bright tonight. You can literally see everything around you. The camera doesn't pick it up. And to you guys, it just looks very dark.
Okay.
You can just about make out stars.
That's now the camera set up, pointing back towards the gardens. Ideal.
Try and illuminate it a bit more for you guys so you can see.
It's all set up now.
Yep.
So leave that running. Right. So from memory, we need to follow that path.
Hope that's still there when we come back.
Well, it'll be pretty fucking weird if it isn't, won't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's barely visible to the naked eye. So if that's moved, if it's knocked over, or if it's just not there at all.
Some pain in the backside's following us.
Well, can you see them? Because I fucking can't.
No, you'd see him with this moonlight, wouldn't you?
Oh, exactly. You'd see movement and disfigurement in the shadows down there.
That's what we want, isn't it?
Well, not if it's a living human. Keep on catching weird lights down there, though.
Oh, yeah.
But that's definitely artificial light. That's not anything.
Yeah, it's too static for anything else.
Too bright rather than anything else.
Yeah.
Don't know what it is or what it could be. It could be something daft like security lights on the garden centre or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, something to be mindful of and not jump out of our skins.
Maybe distant street lights through the hedges.
So again, we're going to have to be mindful of the air traffic. It's not something we've had to actually deal with for a while, but it's obviously around and about tonight. So the air. I think we would probably just about be on the periphery of it as well. Seeing as I just heard movement in a tree, what are the chances of our resident favourites, the wood pigeons, making an appearance tonight? Yeah, definitely. So, bit of a running joke for me and Craig. Ooh, stairs. So maybe we were actually on the house back there, because these seem like steps to go down to like a side garden. if you look at the style of them, it's very much like a manicured lawn type situation. So, nice little clearing. I think that would be a good area to set the toys up in a bit. Just with it being the stairs, we can get the slinky out and do that. But still got the hum of traffic, which isn't ideal. But we do have Manchester and Liverpool nearby, so I can't say as I'm surprised. Yeah, it's just going to be a couple of minutes of us getting settled, getting acquainted with the surroundings, getting attuned as well, so that we can tell what's what. I mean, that's a very low flying plane, that's why that's giving us that much feedback. Yeah. So if it was that high one, it wouldn't be too much of an issue. So yeah, there's going to be plenty of wildlife noise tonight. If you want to get yourself acquainted with the area where we are, Google Maps or your map of choice. We don't condone Google. We are not sponsored by Google, etc., etc. Find Marbury, Marbury. It's in Cheshire, in the northwest of England. So you will hear like waterfowl noises as well, because just over there is an absolute whacking mere, like borderline lake in size, to be fair. So there'll be plenty of ducks and quacking, and that's not just us pair going a bit. That is actually happening. Well, don't know. Considering the fact you threatened to run off if the bell rang last time we were out, maybe if something like that happens, maybe one of us will have gone a bit scatty and bolted. Who knows?
I'll keep recording.
What, even if it's you that's gone mental?
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to. It's weird because it's bright with the moon, but I can't make out whether that's like a structure or whether it's something we can actually walk through.
Yeah.
So I think we
It's like
just.
a park from this.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, like a kids' activity area. So I think we just go back through the gap in the trees, go back up the stairs. Oh, it's a gate.
It's a climbing area.
Yeah.
Marbury Park play area.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we go back up the stairs. So, I'm going to say, you want me to take the lead?
Oh, I can't see right now. Keep looking at the screen on this camera. Horrific.
Oh shit.
I need to find the brightness setting
On what?
on the camera itself so that I can turn the screen down.
I don't think there is one, dude, in honesty.
That's where I'll find me sitting if I get lost, which is highly likely.
Well, not really, because once we get, oh shit, edge of the path there. Once we get to the other side of these buildings, it's pretty much it's all open. So there's a swimming pool to the right. So don't venture over there because it is open. And then this is taking us to, I assume, what would have been the front of the house, and it's actually a massive avenue of trees. So it's all just a vast open space. There you go. There's your full overview of the park and local area.
You can pause the video if you're interested.
Just like the expanse, like the chances of us being able to pick up just how far this goes on for with the IR lights, even if we had both lights flooding IR out, you wouldn't be able to, because it goes and goes and goes. I think the only chance we're really going to have of doing it is if I do this. I know the owls come back. So you can see if you switch that out of night vision, you might be able to, with the lights and the moonlight, see that the trees just go on and on and on. Like, it's no word of a lie. It is literally like half a mile, 3/4 of a mile maybe, of just trees. And yeah.
Yeah, you can't see anything.
On what?
Onto one bar.
On the camera?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. 25 minutes.
Wow. So we might be having a slight pause in play for a switch of camera battery. Well, yeah, that should still be running. I'm assuming you're still getting flare off that to show that the IR is still working, so that's cool. Yeah, so other interesting things about the place that we are. It was actually, for a very, very, very short period of time, a country club, which isn't very interesting. And then the Second World War broke out, and this entire area was covered in cabins and nissen huts and all that shebang. And having had a bit of a rummage through various different records, as many as the 3,500 POWs could have been here. It's very often posted in its thousands, the occupancy, and then there's various different like satellite camps in the local area. Some up towards Manchester, some over towards Chester, some further south down towards Crewe and Staffordshire. But yeah, thousands of people were here. So that's a potential interesting one. I think tonight is going to see the return of the paranormal polyglot. I think we need to rock this in German. I think we need to rock it in Arabic. And I think we need to rock it in Polish, because a lot of the guards that were here when it was a POW camp were Polish battalions, Polish army. Also, following the war, the site was acquired by ICI, which had quite a substantial industry locally, and was used again to house Polish workers. Out of the three languages, not gonna lie, it's Polish that I'm feeling the least confident on. I do have my why is my brain gone blank for the word for sounding out?
It's a Friday night.
Phonetic.
And it's been a long week.
It has been a long week. Yeah, so I have it all spelled out phonetically. So hopefully I can get that nailed and we can go from there. But yeah, before the camera battery runs out, I think it's time for the first call out. Not going to do it with the dictaphone right now, but just if there's anybody here, if there's anybody that can hear us, if you want to come and talk to us, please feel free to do so. We're not here to cause you any alarm, harm, or distress. We're just here to see that you're real, to see if anyone's here. Touch me, touch Craig.
Kinky.
I didn't say where. That's your filthy mind. So, yeah, we are inviting you to interact with us, but primarily we'd love for you to come and speak to us, whisper in our ears, just give us a little tap on the forearm, something like that. If you are here and you are able to do so, to interact with us, please come along, let us know you're here. Well, we know you're here. No, not who, you. Fucking owls. I think that's going to be the bane tonight, isn't it? It's not going to be wood pigeons, it's going to be that dickhead. Yeah. It's bugging me what that bird of prey is, though. It's all very quiet. Oh, yeah. Planes and birds and fowl aside. Time we on? Oh, it's 10 o'clock. It's the time that the shit starts happening, apparently. So, well, I'm just thinking, seeing as it's the time that it starts happening, should we go back towards the carriage path and see if anything kicks off? Because, you know, so many stories. This place is like absolutely
What's the curve?
glued in local folklore. Like, nothing could be witnessed here for the next 50 years, and people will still tell stories about the Marbury Lady. It's just that ingrained locally. So, if things are meant to start happening at 10 o'clock, let's go and see if things happen at 10 o'clock.
You'd love that, wouldn't you?
Mate, I'd love nothing more. If we were walking down this path and all of a sudden we just hear a distant, like, clip-clop of hooves and, like, the sound of cartwheels trudging through gravel.
You best know I'm picking up a stone and throwing it.
Mate, I'll be sprinting towards the noise to try and capture something.
And I'll be disproving it by throwing something at it.
Well, there's not going to be a bloke sat in a fucking hedge with fucking coconuts, is there?
Hey, the worst things happen in this country.
Fucking... Not going to happen. No. Fuck's sake.
He's definitely following us, that owl.
Yeah.
I did warn him not to.
Well, he obviously didn't fucking listen, did he?
Well, there's not a lot I can really do about it, though, is there?
No, not particularly. We're going back to the start. That's where my brain's at. You know, doing a bit of a shit Coldplay cover, and then the next bit is a woo into it. Fucking full moon. Ow! Yeah, I think caffeine is going to be required fairly soon, because it has started to descend a little bit into mental anarchy.
Story about lives.
Hi. Yeah, so good thing is camera's still there.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that? There was just something black by that bush. I can see the bush clearly. I don't know, it could have been trick of the eye. I'm not saying it was, fuck it, I'm going over. There is something, and it could have just been my light. My lights adjusting? I don't have lights, I have eyes. It could have just been my eyes adjusting.
Probably a bin next to you. Called it. It's a wheelie bin.
It's not a normal bin, it's a fucking wheelie bin.
We can't see that. Strobe lighting. Wow.
Yeah, I know. I hope.
It's determined to keep you awake.
Well, at least we investigated it.
And debunked it as a bin.
Exactly. This is what we do, this is what we say. We experience it, and 90% of the time we fucking debunk it straight away. Doesn't matter.
Well, I'd already clocked it and thought straight away, did
Actually, I just did as well as
when you say that, I've got white spots in front of me. Because I keep looking at the camera. Yeah.
Three layers. I've got my hoodie, I've got my t-shirt, and then I've got
Me,
me
base layer.
base layers that I wear for training. Lovely and toasty up to me biceps. I don't know about you, but I can't hear any horse and carriage. I certainly can't fucking see one.
Coconuts either. We have a red battery.
A red battery.
Red battery.
Shall we get ahead of it and swap it
I
out
think
then?
we should.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Macam.
Well, Mike Cam's going to be fucking neither use nor ornament because Mike Cam's going to be pointing at the ground for a minute.
You think he'd have
So-
these in his pocket and just go, here you go.
Well, that's why it's on a clip. So, swap you. He says.
Taking it
Formula
all
One
off,
pit stop, this is not.
We'll take lessons at the weekend.
We shall. Hopefully this video should be live by the time of the race. Why are you not passing the camera?
I'm very conscious of dropping it.
Yeah, hopefully hopefully this will be live by the weekend. So, yeah, feel free to put your predictions for the Australian Grand Prix in the comments. See what happens there.
As long as the British win, we don't care.
Well, you say that, mate. I've got a double soft spot for Carlos this year.
True, yeah.
You know,
I just want him to prove Ferrari wrong.
Yeah, being able to prove Ferrari wrong, being at Williams, it could be a good year for Senior Sainz.
FP2 didn't look good though. He finished down in like P11, I think.
To be fair, dude, I didn't have a chance to see any of it.
I watched the highlights. I was not getting up at whatever it was in the morning. The race is my limit. 4 o'clock in the morning is early, but I can just about tolerate it.
Dude, I'm just going straight through it tomorrow night, I think.
I'm going to go bed, and then set an alarm, and then watch it with one eye open.
So, just for avoidance of doubt, and for the mic cam tracking this, battery 1 is in my pocket.
I hope you're in
to
praying.
prove- I know, I just need to find battery 2, that's battery 3.
Why you can't put 3 in before 2, I don't know, people.
Because I'm doing it fucking chronologically. All the work is upside down, so I can't read your fucking numbers. There you go. 2.
This is probably how he knocked the SD card out before. That is human voices. Should we move out the moonlight? Just give him the camera. I've got my eyes trained down there, don't worry. Can't see any shadows.
So we're now back on the main camera. Literally, we can't see beyond what the camera can see, unfortunately. So that's neither use nor run right now. It's not that we're being quiet because we shouldn't be here, because as you saw, the gate is open. It's a public country park. It's more of who that could be. Now there has been an increased police presence. We saw two vans in a car.
Yeah.
So it could be the police. If someone's said, "Oh yeah, we've seen people walking into the Marbury Park," it could be police.
Police van saw us getting out of the car.
True. With a big
in black.
Yeah, in a big fucking rucksack as well.
Yeah.
But the more overriding likelihood is the people we mentioned earlier in the video, which obviously we don't want to be pissing around with that sort of shit. That's no bueno.
False.
Yeah. Swap you. Take that back.
There's his beautiful face for all of you to look at. See how long this battery lasts. I mean, that could have been someone riding your horse and carriage.
No. Sounded Mank. Didn't sound local.
Yeah, it's not that far up the road though, is it?
No. But that's what we said when we were here last time, with how close it is to one.
Can you hear laughing in the distance? That's definitely coming down from the car park area.
The car park.
The pull-in bit where we parked last time. At least you look like the police with that on.
Well, yeah. I think if we'll go in there.
Yeah.
And then we can at least carry on.
Yeah.
When it gets to past the time of when stuff happens, we'll just be leaving anyway. So it doesn't. step.
I'm just glad I can see him this time.
2 steps. 3 steps. So. Stairs are there, that's where we said we were going to do.
I was just about to say, Mr. Slinky can't fall downstairs over there.
So yet again, we have the old favourite. A new favourite, the Kalimba.
Jesus.
Craig's favourite, the same.
Yeah, he's lucky I'm not playing with that.
Everyone's favourite gadget. Pocket. New bag, plenty pockets. Yeah, neat. It's picking up when I moved away from it. Set that up. So that's
Get
all.
close up to prove that the Slinky's not overbalanced on the edge of the step or anything. Nothing around it that could affect it.
Nothing at all. So, I think in fact I'm going to knock Katie off.
That is a very bright light.
It's very bright. I think if we do a call out, and then, like I say, I'll set up a live. You want to go for a wander out into the actual park itself.
We're gonna get lost.
Obviously, if the voices start getting louder, then, you know,
Yep.
safety first and all that shit. So, I need to grab light because, as I say, we'll bring back the Paranormal polyglot. Seriously, how many pockets does this bag have?
Mike's Magical Book of Mysteries.
Research. Running. Yeah, I'm definitely still less confident with the polish. I can't lie.
Just type into Google, have it sound it out.
Well, no, because it doesn't, does it? So I've just done my own
It can do.
interpretations. So, right, the recording's now live. So, we've called out before. If there's anybody here who'd like to come and talk to us, please make yourself known. Come and speak to us. Come and touch us. Let us know that you're here. Hallo, ist hier jemand? Sześć jest tu ktoś? Marhaban, hal yujadu ahad huna? Wir möchten mit Ihnen sprechen. Jelly Bismus Tobo Poros Mariach. Nawadu Tahadutha Marka. Sprechen Sie uns an. Proszę, Poros Mariach. Try that again. Proszę, Poros. Fuck's sake. Czech. Czech. Polish. Told you. Proszę, porozmawia z nami. Min fadlika tahadath mana. Right, recording's now live. So, we've called out before. If there's anybody here who'd like to come and talk to us, please make yourself known. Go and speak to us. Go and touch. That was a different noise. Let us know that you're here. Hallo, is hier iemand? Sześć jest tu ktoś? Marhaban, hal yujadu ahad huna? Wir möchten mit Ihnen sprechen. Jelly Bismus Togo Poros Mariach. Nawadu Tahadutha Marka. Sprechen Sie uns an. Proszę, porozmawiać. Try that again. Proszę, Czech. Czech. Polish. Told you. Proszę, porozmawia z nami. Min fadlika tahadath mana. And no response was the reply, which I can't say as I'm surprised because like we've been using this since the first investigation. It's never, aside from the raindrops that were falling onto the microphones, it's never actually come up with anything. So I'm going to try something a bit different as well. So, hallo, mein Freund hier seine Familie war Deutsch. Rede mit ihm?
You're talking about me.
I am. A bit different as well. So, hallo, mein Freund hier seine Familie war Deutsch. Rede mit ihm? No, recording's now live. So basically I was just saying that my friend here, his family is German. Speak to him.
I understand a little bit.
I understand none.
Can't speak it, but I understand some of it.
I did French at school, and then I've learnt Spanish through necessity, and then randomly picked up Danish, but not to a conversational level.
Yet.
So yeah, I just kind of dabbled with the languages. As always, I'm a little bit disappointed that nothing came about from that. I seriously got to cycle through these to get the fuckers off. Yeah. So, do you want to go and blaze your own trail? I will find a light for myself to illuminate, he says, with a fucking light in his fuck's sake. It's been a week.
Just stand here nodding. Yeah. Agree with him. He'll catch up.
So yeah, you go do your thing. I'll do mine. And shall we say, let's give it a quarter of an hour?
Do you need my phone to stay for the microphone?
That would be helpful.
It's not helpful for me, people. I'm walking into an empty park with no phone.
Are you scared in an empty park?
No, not really.
Like I say, be more scared of the humans that we hear rather than the empty park. Thank you.
Please note, Mike now has possession of my phone.
Mike has locked the phone. Mike is putting phone into pocket. Mike is careful with phone.
So it should be. It's got too many pictures of my kids on it. Bye.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Gotta watch the. Where's this slinky? Don't kick it. Really? What was that noise then? Was that you? The singing in the background? Yes, that was me. That was TikTok. I've only got one ear out at the minute because I'm wearing a hat. And this little person, having just had the shit scared out of me from an owl really close, he then starts playing music behind me. Anyway, my eyes adjust to where these stairs are. It's very eerily quiet around here. We still have a full moon. I've never actually been to this park before, so for him to just tell me to go for a wander, it might very well could get lost around here. So I won't venture too far away, just in case he does shout for anything. Safety first and all that. Walking past the park. That's a toilet block. Nothing of interest.
So,
The owl is still very aggressively shouting for Michael. What Mike's not realised is
and it's dark.
right here
It's
is
very dark.
a lot of stairs.
So I'm now on my
that you could
own.
have set the slinky up on.
Craig has just gone off because we're gonna do a little bit of an experiment with you guys on TikTok. Thought it might be cool to get you guys calling out, seeing if there's any interaction, anything like that. Not going for the red light for spookiness, purely because it's low level. It's not hurting our eyes. It also means that we can see what we're doing. So, yeah, can see there's a couple of you on now. So, quick, brief overview. We're at Marbury
You can see it's
Country
a very
Park,
big
as it
place.
is now, formerly Marbury Hall.
Very easy for me to get lost.
There's a couple of ghosts and ghost stories associated with this place. Historically, I say, it was a country house. Then, for a very short period, it was a country club, and then during the Second War, it was a POW camp.
I think we'll do some
So,
call-out,
if
shall
you
we?
want
See
to
if
try
we can
calling
get
out in
anything
German,
going
we've
on.
done a little bit of multilingual
Not
calling
what I
out
expect we will.
for the YouTube video.
Being the
So
resident skeptic
watch
and all.
that when it comes out. Should hopefully get
Think
that
all I'm
edited
gonna hear
and
is that
posted up in
owl
the next couple of days.
following me.
But yeah, just thought
So,
it'd be something a bit cool to
if there is anybody here that would
get
like
some
to make
calling out
themselves
going out,
known,
get people calling out
like to come
whilst
and talk to me,
we're here. So
prod
call
me.
out in German. The guards were
Please
Polish.
make yourself
We've
known.
always got English. There's been activity on this site since the 1300s, so any language you can think of that's associated to England, we'll give it some calling out. We've got some toys over here, so I'll go and show you what toys we've got, and then you'll be able to see them hopefully.
As Mike mentioned, there was a
too
POW
close.
camp based near here.
So
If you
we have
resided there,
the bell,
unfortunately,
a little
please,
noisemaker,
again, make yourself known.
and
I'd
we
love
also
to
have the
get some
slinky
insight
and
from
the
you.
K2.
The reason Mike was asking in German
So
about
we'll
my
get
family
that all
is
set up,
I do have German heritage. And Mike was
and then you'll be
during
able to
his
do some
research
calling out.
looking up my
Hopefully
grandfather,
we'll get some
who
interaction.
turns out wasn't German.
Yes, Vix, there are owls
It
added
could
to
be
the
very well
atmosphere.
being
It's actually a
based
very
around.
aggressive owl. It's followed us from where we parked up, by the sounds of it, about a quarter of a mile away. So, yeah, it just scared the shit out of Craig when he went off to do his little solo investigation of his own. He was just going up the steps that I was just showing you there, and the owl very aggressively from about 10 foot away, and he's like, whoa. Obviously not because owls don't make that noise, but you know what I mean. So yeah, we're going to get you set up. We'll get the light on, and then get you guys doing some calling out. So that's a bit better. We can now actually see what we're doing. And there we go. So there's your selection of toys that you're wanting people to interact with if they're able. So let's turn K2 on. So something's interacting with the K2. It may well be the phone is too close, so let's just march it back a little bit.
No, I
And
don't
away.
think there's anybody here.
There we go.
Very important.
K2 still in shot. Yeah, so that's still in
Shame
shot.
you guys can't
So
see
that's
what
cool.
we're looking at because it's
Do some
a
calling
long
out.
line of trees either
I'm going
side.
to go and disappear for
It's
2
a
minutes,
very, very,
and
very
I'll
long
be back
stretch of
in a
grass.
second.
Very
Obviously,
eerie
let us know in
and
the
dark.
comments if
Could
you
be
do actually see
shining
anything.
on it.
And yeah, have fun.
Keep hearing a beep. Not sure if that's Mike. Didn't sound like him. It sounded a bit closer. Could be coming from one of these units if they've got cameras on or something. If you do see wisps going across the camera, I apologise. That is very cold outside tonight, and that is my breath. Nothing to worry about. Yeah, that beep again. I think it's over here. See if we can find out where it's coming from. Definitely not paranormal because nothing would go beep like that. It's definitely an electronic beep.
This microphone is still working or not. So there's no light indicator to say that it's still live. So that could well be dead.
Yeah, definitely coming from a bit further away down there. I bet it's too close because I can see. I think this might be cameras or floodlights. I can't tell. Either way, I don't want to set out.
I can see a green light. I can see it.
there anybody here that'd like to come out and speak? There's now 2 owls shouting at each other.
I'm pretty sure the K2 just spiked then.
Okay.
I don't know where it was your phone interfering with it as I've walked back past. But the K2 just proper spiked. So it's flickering because that's on the periphery. But it just wasn't like full red. But I don't know. Yeah. But like, I'm a good way away from that now. Yeah. Bit weird. You like dual handing with the secondary, which I think may also it's still got eye on. I'm not sure where this is died. There's no light indicator, is there? What do we reckon, guys? I just saw quite a lot of flickering then. Do we reckon it was the phone interfering? Are you capturing that?
Yeah.
So I'm way away with my phone, and if I move it towards, yeah, we get the flickering. That's why I moved the rig in the first instance. But it was...
Yeah, the closer he goes.
Well, that was redlining.
No, it's not. Come back over here. Let's keep a distance.
Let us know in the comments, guys. Did you see the EMF meter go absolutely mental? It was lit up red as I approached to come back. Don't know if anyone's actually been calling out. If there's anyone calling out whilst we were away. Obviously we can't see the screen when we're not at the phone. So if you've been calling out, if it reacted to that, let us know. I know it's a bit black right now, but I've not got enough hands for getting the light and everything.
I'm holding 2 cameras over there to turn mine on.
Yeah. That's your phone. What did I do with my light? It's in that pocket. So yeah, that's me again. So I went for a bit of a wander, asked you guys to be calling out, doing whatever, and the EMF was lit up bright red. So anybody see it? No? Okay. Well, we'll do it again. We'll put the phone back on the mount, and yeah, please call out, ask for interactions. We've got a bell, we've got a slinky, we've got a little kalimba type noisemakery thing, we've got the EMF meter. Like I say, that's set up to the side. It's going to flicker slightly because unfortunately the phone's too close, but otherwise it just won't be able to get picked up. So I'm going to put the phone back, call out whilst we're not here, ask anything, So, like I say, we're at Marbury Park, Marbury Hall. Go see Marbury Lady. There was a POW camp here. Yeah, do a quick Google if you want to ask anything specific. Get it posted. We're going to keep going live probably for another 10 minutes. So ask away, do some call outs for us. Let us know if anything reacts in the comments. We'll come back and obviously review them. But yeah, really intrigued by the fact that it seemed to spike. It seemed like the EMF spiked when I was coming back. So yeah, do some call outs for us. Let us know, guys. So we'll let you get back to watching the toys. And that's immediately spiking. So
It's got to be the phone.
it's got to be the first.
Well, it stopped again now.
Yeah. So the flickering to green is the phone
Yeah.
because of the distance. Anything beyond green, like literally, I was doing an experiment with the anemometer last night.
Yeah.
And I had the phone right next to it. I had the anemometer right next to it.
It just stopped. Now it's back again.
If there's someone here and you're interacting with that device, can you please send it to the red light at the end? Not the green, not the yellow, not the amber or orange, the red light at the end.
As far up as you can get it.
Is there a footstep? There's a definite footstep.
It's weird because when I was over there, I was doing call outs and there was nothing. Then all of a sudden, a beep started happening.
A beep.
A beep. You're talking about 20-30 seconds apart. So I walked over to the lot where the light is, and then it sounded like it was further over towards that end. But I didn't dare go past because I was looking at the top of the buildings and I couldn't tell if there were floodlights or cameras or.
They probably have cameras up.
Yeah.
But
Like, stood here, I can't hear it.
No.
But over there was a definite beep.
well, we'll go and have a look at that before we go, because that's the beep is weird on its own, but like that. No, it just flashed orange again.
Didn't see it.
That was a footstep.
Yeah.
That was a footstep on gravel.
Yeah.
You can't mistake it.
Power.
Hmm?
Battery.
Battery running out again.
Red again.
Battery.
Lasting about 33 minutes of battery. I apologise, guys. If on this little mic cam, I cannot tell where I'm pointing it.
Battery 3.
Give me on the brake.
2.1 second pit stop, isn't it?
But there we go, we're back on. We're back live.
There he is. It's a good job he did 5 batteries, isn't it?
This is my mum about upgrading the camera. So hopefully get some better camera battery life. So, right, TikTok guys, we're going to leave you to do your own thing. Please do some call outs in the comments. See if anything happens. Like I say, we're going to leave you to your own devices for a few minutes. Let us know if anything happens whilst we're gone. Have fun.
We've got a beep to go and find.
Yeah, we're going to go and investigate a phantom beep.
That was not nice. Blue light to the face.
Yeah, so like I say, I don't know if this mic's actually just tapped out or what, because there's no indicator light on it.
Yeah. Not knocked the thing off the end of the phone, have you?
No.
They'll still be recording you, but you'll be very muffled.
There we go, now it's popped out. It's popped out.
Definitely in.
Definitely in. Yep. So, no sound.
No mic for God knows how long. Oh no. You're about to listen to my waffle over there.
Yeah. Would you like a cup of tea?
No. Yeah, this mug was supposed to go and get energy drinks and then couldn't be bothered. So he's got a bottle of water waiting for him in the car.
Do you want me to take the other cup?
Yes, please. That's causing cramp in my hand. Oh. Come up my go that way. I'll avoid the trees. He says.
Did you say about avoiding the trees and then go straight into
Of course I did, Mike. That would not be, normal. Yeah, if you just stand near these benches a minute and just listen. No, my fecking luck, it won't happen again.
What about this fence here?
Honestly, I was stood over there, way over there.
Yeah, but listen.
Yeah, that's exactly what it sounded like.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, you want the steps for your slinky,
Yeah.
and you found the world's smallest steps.
Yeah. I know that up to the pool there's the longest. Yeah.
There's literally right there.
Yeah, I know. I am aware, but it's just that's more sheltered.
Yeah, I was stood near that sign over there. That's when I first heard it. But I was stood there calling out and I didn't hear anything. Did you just hear it? Yeah, it's just started out of the blue.
Motion sensors.
I don't know, because I wasn't moving. I was stood still. There was nothing else around.
Yeah, fuck knows when that turned off. Because the light's still on now.
That's weird.
I wonder if it's paused the recording as well when it's disconnected.
Let me check.
Yeah. It's in one of the
Gotta
cabins,
be.
dude. It's fine. No, it's not paranormal, not anything to concern ourselves with or worry about.
Nope, we are still going.
Still recording, that's cool. So, it might be that the light goes off after a period of time, who knows. New gear, so we're not fully acquainted with it right now, so we shall see. But, yeah, that's not paranormal.
No. I wasn't saying it was. It was just,
No.
It was weird that I was stood there talking, and all of a sudden, beep.
Like I say, with you being over there as well, where like, there's stuff that would read you.
Yeah, it's definitely inside it.
It's like an answer machine.
Yeah.
So could be paranormal because who the fuck's had a fucking answer machine since fucking
Well, I did
1985 and left you a message?
Yeah,
Literally.
probably.
If there's anybody here and you would like to make yourself known, speaking loudly, speaking clearly, calling for you to come and talk to us. Show yourself to us. We've been here for an hour and a half now, and yeah, a footstep on gravel. Not very impressive. Not gonna lie. Talk to us, touch one of us, show yourself, any of the above.
Silence.
Yep. Any butlers, housemaids, any landed gentry of this fine county of Cheshire that wants to make yourself known, any German POWs, any Polish army officers, any British army officers, any Polish chemical workers, anyone that potentially has drowned in Budithmere. Anyone at all. We're not after one specific person. Anyone. Anyone at all. One is not oppressed or amused. What I do want to do though is I want to figure out where the fuck that step was.
Yeah. Might need lights on. See if
I
it's
don't think we need
spot
lights on. I think it's just a case of one of us being down near the live rig.
Well, you heard it.
Okay, I'll go down there then and thingy.
How close do you think it was, though?
I think it was about 30 foot away. I think it was probably around. Letting the eyes adjust. No, it's cool. That log that's like a seat,
Yeah,
has kind of looked up. It had kind of hyperextended. No, my eyes had kind of hyperextended it, so it was like a shadow for a split second. Just like a random shadow figure down there, where it's not. It's just a log. Yeah, I wouldn't place it. I think you're going to be somewhere around there.
yeah. What do you want? Just a normal step or a scuff
No, a step.
like that?
Yeah.
Oh, Mike in his investigation. I can't say I heard it that clearly. There was definitely a noise. I don't think it was a step though.
Right, do you want to start walking towards us? There. That's it.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's it. That's the distance.
There's definitely no one here, mate.
Well, not being funny, we've got line of sight through this tree line. And as soon as we heard it, I went and looked.
Hey,
So,
why we don't come this way?
just mind your head because there are branches there. Told you.
I can take a branch to the shoulder. If they're not falling over on my face would be the ideal bit.
Well, yeah. That would be a bonus.
Have we stopped flickering at all?
Nope.
Ooh.
Nope, that's not. Oh, how bloody light. Try and check everything around. Hello again. Have we seen anything? Anything happened whilst we've been away? We've been investigating a ghostly footstep. To be fair, initially it was Craig with a phantom beep, but that just sounds like well, in honesty, it sounds like a bloody answer machine message has been left for someone. So maybe that's a message from beyond the grave. Who knows? But yeah, there's a footstep on the gravel path. So we've been off and investigated that. Best guess, it was about 30 foot away. Now, you can't see because obviously it's pitch black, hence the camera, well, the light. So if I take that away, you can't see shit. But we can, with the naked eye, see through the trees that are behind the camera. There was no one there. And as soon as the footstep sounded, I went off and had a look. So, any ideas of an explanation would be helpful. Mix, I can see that you've been calling out whilst we've not been here. Anything happening? Anything doing? I know that we were getting a little bit of slight flicker on the EMF because of the phone and the distance that it is, but it did spike to red when we were nearby earlier on. We thought it was the phone. We went up close, couldn't reproduce it, couldn't get it to go back to red. So I'm not sure if it did spike to red at all whilst we were away, whilst we were faffing around trying to find our disembodied footstep. But yeah. No, the footstep didn't happen when we called out. It just, we were whittering between ourselves, and we were going to go off to go and have a look to try and find where this beeping noise that Craig's picked up on was coming from. And as we were talking, there was just a footstep on gravel. So immediately went and investigated, went and had a look. Like I say, we've got line of sight. There's no one's gone past. So yeah, Mr. Skeptic, what are we saying for the footstep?
Well, as I've said to the camera, I didn't really hear it all that clearly myself, so it could have been anything. So it could have been something you heard and I didn't.
Okay.
But there's nobody around there.
Well,
you'd have heard them run off if they ran off, because you heard the footstep and you heard me walking towards you.
Well, exactly. It was a solitary footstep.
Yeah.
So, unless all the stories of fucking peg leg when you're in year 7 were actually real,
Yeah, okay.
I can't explain that. But I'm hoping this is the point now where I'm loath to admit I was wrong to put the mic on the lower setting.
Yeah.
And that was purely from a selfish viewpoint of editing the footage tomorrow. And
Wow.
if that would have been on high, we may well have picked it up. So fingers crossed, everyone, that I'll be able to boost the audio from the camera itself, and we might actually be able to pick up the sound of the footstep that I heard. Craig saying that he didn't hear it. I definitely heard it.
You heard something. I don't
something.
think it was a footstep.
Okay, what do you think it could have been then?
I don't know, that's the thing. I don't think it sounded like footsteps, having listened closer to how I was walking.
Yeah, you got to think it was being diffused by the trees.
Yeah, but could have just been something in the tree.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't a... Dude, I grew up in a village. I know the difference between a fucking footstep on gravel and something moving in a tree.
Uh-huh.
I didn't shit myself at the sound of an owl 20 foot away.
That's because I wasn't expecting to be that fucking close to me, given it was in the distance about 5 minutes ago.
So, Vix, no spike into red, thought the green flickered a little, didn't know if I mentioned it. No, it would have been flickering green because it's just ambient interference from the phone, unfortunately. To get it, to actually have it in focus and have it in shot so you can see it clearly, the phone needs to be reasonably clear, reasonably close. So, I'm going to have to rewatch the live because I'm sure, looking over it as I walked back, because I went to see if it was Craig that was coming up towards me earlier, and it was. But as I was walking back, I'm sure it had spiked to red. So, anyway, I think it's just gone 11. That's the end point for the time for stuff that happens here. Realistically, everything that's been reported has always been between 10 and past. We've given it an extra half hour. And yeah, it's cold, it's dark.
I'm lovely, I'm warm.
I was trying to do a nice little loop back to the first investigation. You know, it's cold, it's dark, and it's a full fucking moon. But you know, some dickhead just had to fucking interrupt it, didn't they?
Damn straight.
Yeah, disappointed again. But it is what it is. This is why we investigate, because you've got no guarantees. You can't guarantee that anything's going to happen. This place is steeped in local folklore around the Marbury Lady, around the Marbury Dunne horse, around these various different tales, even down to like an old Bentley has apparently been seen and then just disappearing. There's loads and loads of stuff that's apparently happened on these grounds and around these grounds over the years. Gonna keep at least one of the cameras running for the walk back to the car because it's sod's law. We'll stop recording and all of a sudden something will happen. So,
Get jumped by the police.
well, yeah. Down on your knees, hands behind your head. Yeah. So, one potential disembodied footstep. One potential disembodied footstep. That's what we've come away with. But
What was that?
what was what?
Sounded like something being dragged.
I didn't hear anything being dragged.
It's over there.
What do you reckon? Do we go and check it out?
It could have been an animal, but it sounded like something was being dragged.
Sounds like something being dragged.
Yeah.
Hello? Is that you that just made that noise?
Definitely wasn't that direction. It was definitely back towards the entrance.
I was thinking loud noise. If it's an
Yeah.
animal, it's going to
not like
react.
you can even hear the owl anymore.
Thanks for that. I hadn't actually noticed that until you just said it, and now that's just made things infinitely more creepy. The fact that he's been there all night and now he's fucked off.
Now there's no birds at all.
Yeah, no bird of prey, no owl.
Because they realised we're too big to carry.
Well, I didn't hear a dragon. Did anyone hear any noise? I didn't hear a dragon noise. Craig did. So that's now 1
I
all.
was closer to it.
Yeah, that's now 1 all. I heard a footstep. You heard
I'm going
something.
to put it down to an animal. But
I heard something punctuate when I was talking, but I thought it was just like something.
no, it definitely sounded like.
that sound like? That was far.
Yeah.
But it could have been a creaking gate, or it could have been like a branch falling.
Mhm.
It was that sort of noise. Oh look, full moon. There you go, bonus full moon. Right. Anywho, we're going to be heading towards where this noise just happened. It's a good shout that, but it was a footstep. I'll go to the exact point where we've kind of pinpointed where the footstep would have happened. So can you hear how the gravel's got looser underfoot? It was this sort of area. So so yeah, not an owl. The owls have gone. The birds of prey have gone. There's no duck noises in the distance. It's all very eerily quiet now. There's obviously no road noise because we're after 11 o'clock. Most people don't come out into the middle of the countryside at 11 o'clock. And even the planes have died down. So I think we pack up the bag and
Retrieve the locked off camera.
we'll
Retrieve the locked off
camera.
Don't forget it.
And we're going to start working back towards the car. Spool over the footage tomorrow. Hopefully audio and everything has remained intact, because at some point or another my lavalier mic turned off. That wasn't me. That would also be interesting to pinpoint what time that turned off, because it's been back on again. But yeah, can see that we've had a good number of you in and out and in and out. Bit of hokey cokey. Hope you enjoyed it. If you spotted anything, drop us a DM, let us know. If you didn't, then we'll try again next time. That's all we can say, isn't it? So, but for now, it's good night from me. It's good night from him.
Bye.
Sleep tight.
Getting a right headache.
Right, so I think if we leave the mic cam running.
Yeah. If we don't know who's going to be at the entrance.
We don't. So, I think we just go in gold and bold.
Yeah.
Head torch. I'll strap that back onto me.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a bit pointless fucking not, isn't it? So yeah, it was literally as I stepped over this, like, you can see the tops of the LEDs.
Yeah.
And it was little like a Christmas tree.
Interesting.
So like, I've got both phones on me. I can only get to go to orange.
Barely moved.
Yeah.
Would you like to do an outro, Mr. Mike?
I think we do it once we've got the camera.
Yeah.
So I'd prefer you not to record my arse crack whilst I'm putting all the stuff in the back. In the bag. But yeah, I think some thoughts from you. What do you reckon?
Lots of owls. Lots and lots of owls. Planes.
It's just the one owl, actually.
There's two. I heard two before. They were shouting at each other. Probably why the one that came really close scared the living daylights out of me.
Well, yeah.
And he timed it just as I was walking towards him.
Let's not forget me brew. Where's my middle? Would you like a carbonated, caffeinated beverage?
No, I'm alright, sir.
Again, We are not sponsored by
We'd like to
Monster.
be.
For all inquiries, please email. Yeah. Aside from the footstep, like I say, I clearly heard that. That to me was a footstep.
It'd be interesting to hear the microphone, see if it picked up. But we were talking.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Which is why it should have been a high.
Yeah, I know. Lesson learned.
And like I've been again, that thing that I heard, it sounded like something was being dragged, but I don't think it was being dragged on gravel. So what it was and what it was being dragged along, I don't know.
Yeah.
But as I say, it could just be an animal.
Well,
Although we can't hear any at the minute.
yeah. It's just a bit weird, isn't it, to hear an isolated noise and not much else aside from.
I apologise. That's Mike's house. It's not my fault he faced it towards the camera.
Look,
The camera was here first. You turned towards it with your arse.
it's not my fault that I've lost quite an excessive amount of weight in a very short amount of time, and even my belt's not keeping me fucking kept up. I cannot help that. So, yeah. Like I say, I think we go out full colour.
Yep.
Announce the fact that we are obviously coming out, the fact that we're there. I'm even going to put on my rear light as well.
He can always put his blue and red flashing light on. That'll really scare them.
What, I'm going running out, I'm going fucking Nino.
Yes, please. That's YouTube gold, that. Psycho Mike strikes again.
I say local psychopath scares off drug dealing cartel. Front page of the Guardian.
Right. Come on. Hurry up. Let's try not to have to replace the battery again.
I'll try and do. This bag's a bit more cumbersome than the photography bag that we were using previously.
Based on previous battery life, you've got about 7 minutes.
I think we could get back to the car in 7 minutes.
Oh, easily.
No. So we don't need to pick up the pace. We can just do it at a standard pace. Oh, it's nice to have my hands back in fucking pocket though. I can tell you that much. Yeah, but it's all the interacting with stuff and, you know, like the battery packs and everything on the camera. It slipped a little bit, but it's still hooked up, isn't it? Yeah. It does seem like it, doesn't it? I see a little silhouette of a thing. And here, in its natural habitat, we find the wildlife camera.
Which I'm going to bet has caught Diddley and Squat.
Or a fuckload of owls.
Yeah.
Bit weird though, because considering the fact it's cold, none of the other gears. Yeah, what was that?
Until if it's an owl or something.
I thought it was a dog. Like, I'm talking like a dog like a mile and a half away.
Loud.
No, you know, like when you...
Car going up the estate. Yay.
It happened again, but I couldn't tell you what the fuck it was.
No. Weird.
It was weird. You lob that in the backpack, so you can't be arsed taking it off. And
Oh,
just lob it in the main bag.
could have been left it unlocked.
I know, that's why I left it open.
Doing this with handed people.
You don't have to zip it back up.
I'm just trying to make sure it doesn't fall out. If you were to start running, for example. Yeah.
I ain't gonna start running, I'll just use the tripod as a temporary weapon.
That's an idea. I'd say use a camera, but the camera is footage.
Yeah. So, herein lies our investigation into Marbury Hall, Marbury Country Park. Divisive is one word for it. As for if we've picked anything up, I'm not holding out hope. I'm holding out hope for the potential to pick up the footstep or the dragging noise, because for me to be able to hear the dragging noise a bit clearer would be really helpful, and for you to be able to potentially hear a footstep more clearly would be helpful. Outside that, I'm not gonna lie, I was really hoping for just like a weird light or something.
Yeah, giving time to get something more visibly amazing. Like even if the light just looks from the thing. I've forgotten the name, it's been a long week.
The K2 or the EMF. Yeah.
So the lights flickered to red when no one's near it. But I kept glancing back at it last night, just doing TikTok. There was no phone in it, it wasn't flickering at all. And I just kept staring at it, hoping that it just jumped around.
Car's going back past again.
It stopped.
Yeah. It's cool.
First one of Marbury Park.
Yep.
The door open. There's somewhere the car.
Door shut.
Got a swap
Gently.
the driver.
More doors. Who knows? But yeah. I think the problem with, like specifically Marbury, because we are local, we've been brought up with, oh bloody hell, if you can't find it, grind it. We have been brought up with stories of Marbury Park, so it's constantly, it's there, it's ingrained in your mindset. I think if you say ghost to someone in mid-Cheshire, the Marbury lady will be in the top 5 first ones that they mention to you. So you're preconditioned, aren't you, really, with an expectation. And unfortunately that's not come to pass. But just because it's the end of one investigation just means that the research starts on the next one. So if you've got anywhere that you want us to investigate, or you've got any stories that you want us to investigate, let us know in the comments on YouTube, or again, reach out to us on socials, drop us an email. More than willing to have a look at anything, as long as it's reasonably, commutable. As much as we'd no doubt love to go and do something ridiculous like the Jamaica Inn down in Cornwall, it's not really that feasible for us to do in a night.
I'm going down there.
Well, yeah, I went down there early last year as well, but it's another thing to go down for a ghost investigation for one night rather than going down for like a long weekend. But yeah, reach out. So this is the point in the video where I'll probably start to insert the fade to black. It's been fun. It's not been as eventful as we wanted, but thanks again for joining us. I have obviously been Mike. This has obviously been Craig.
Just drive.
And we're accompanied by our good friend Hoot McHootmanson for the walk back to the car.
Yay.
So, thanks very much, guys. Drop us a like, notify, you know the drill. Get it done. We'll see you again.
See you soon.
Paranormal. Overtones.